In this video, I'll introduce the SchoolPivot app for school timetables. If you have not registered already, click on the sign up button. You'll need to create an account and log in using your email address. When you log in for the first time, you may see a different screen depending on you being the owner of the school or an administrator. I'll talk about admins a bit later. School owners must create a new school profile first. Make sure to enter the owner's email ID because all the important information will be sent to this mail, including your account and subscription changes. On every screen, you can access contextual help by clicking on the eye icon next to the page title. This is a quick and easy way to find answers to some questions. Of course, you can always access the detailed documentation by clicking the help menu on top. Schools can have more than just the account owners working in the app. The owner can add admins of the school who will have permission to add or modify data for the school. Admins can be added or removed anytime by the owner. From this point on, rest of the data can be entered by either the owner or any of the registered admins. Remember that some of the data is dependent on others, so the order can be important. Schools of all sizes can use the app and it can handle most timetable complexities. However, in this video, I'll use a small elementary school to show many features that can be applied to any school type. Let's get started. It's really simple to add all grades, but note a few things. We are choosing grade 1 elementary grade level. In a school, we have many students in one grade, so we need groups, and the SchoolPivot app auto assigns them a group ID, which cannot be changed. Homerooms are the rooms where a student group typically gets most of their lessons. If you want, you can change this, but I'll be leaving it. Adding subjects is simple, but here are a few important features that save time. Subjects common to many grades can be selected for all the grades. Here they are dependent on grades. A subject for a grade level makes it a logical entity in a school. They will always be associated with one or more grades, but not alone. For example, mathematics is offered to every grade in elementary, and I can specify that easily here in one line. Obviously, every grade will have a different curriculum for maths, but I'll differentiate that when I add the math teacher. For more information, I can always access the quick help. There are a lot of subjects already available to choose from, which is handy. I can also add a subject that is not in the list. In this school, French is offered to grade 4 and 5. Hindi is offered in school, but it's not in the list. I'll add these two subjects for the applicable grades. You can add a subject specifically for a student group too. I don't need that, but if you want, that's easy to do now. Note that all the subjects get an automatic subject code. These codes are used where we have less space, but usually subjects can be easily identified with these codes. You can also change them, but keep it under 4 letters. Let's enter a couple of electives. Electives are just like subjects, but students have a choice to choose between 2 or more subjects. Select all the grades that are offered an elective and the subject list is automatically limited to the selected grade. Electives are a powerful way to plan a course curriculum that gives student choices. Let's have a look at our language elective for Hindi and French. We will need 2 teachers in the same period whenever this elective is taught. This has to happen for every student group. In this example, we need 4 classes and it may not be very efficient. One technique is to have 2 or more groups have a joint elective class, so we don't need more classes. This keeps the student to teacher ratio similar to the regular classes. The joint class will be covered in other video, but we can do that for this case. Entering teachers' data is most fun, but it is time consuming. There are some important considerations for teachers in the SchoolPivot app. Let's add our first teacher. You must enter the teacher's name and the maximum number of periods they can teach. It is okay to enter 0 for the number of periods. if the teacher is out or not supposed to teach temporarily. Next, if a teacher cannot teach on certain days and time, we can specify that. A part-time teacher or the principal may have such time preferences. Now the most important data is teacher's teaching skill. Select subjects and grades to which the teacher should teach. I am going to add mathematics as this teacher's skill. I also need to select the grades here, so going with grade 5. You can make the teacher a preferred teacher for a subject and grade, which is all you need for an automatic assignment. I am going to make this teacher a preferred teacher for maths 5th grade. If a teacher can be teaching assistant for some subjects and grade, you can specify that too. Of course, this is only if you have TAs in the school. We will go with main teacher. I will add one more skill. This time I have the same subject but different grade and teaching preference. The teaching skill data is usually all the skill a teacher can have. Use the assignment preference to express this. Well, you can also add a group teacher, also called class teacher, if you want. I know this teacher should be a class teacher for grade 5, but I don't want to decide about which group A or B, doesn't matter. I can add all the teachers one by one, but it will take time. For more information, I can always access the quick help. Remember that just like grades and subjects, teachers' data is entered one time only. You can change it only when the teacher's skill change or there is a staff change. Here are all the teachers in my school. The last step is to enter any shared resources such as labs, library, music room, gyms, etc. This part is very simple. Note that if you have 2 rooms with exactly the same features, then just enter a count. Also, if a room is not available at certain time, specify that too. I have 2 activity rooms that I used for art classes, so I specified that already. I have a music room which is not available on Mondays between 7 am to 11 am because of maintenance and cleaning. We can always verify all the data we entered so far at the dashboard. Edit the master data whenever you want. The school is created.